Hi guys, thanks for joining us for another episode here at the Trading Tales podcast, Nordic Funder. We are here with Carl Fox today, the owner of Next Level Funding and trading business CF underscore FX underscore, all the way from sunny Dublin. He's been trading for 9 years and is probably the best trader I've seen in terms of diversity and profitability. So I'm buzzing with this, guys. Massive welcome, Carl. Harassing Carl for ages now, and he's finally agreed to come on. So, so I'm really excited about this. So, Carl, how are you doing?
I'm all good, mate. Can't complain. It's actually raining over in Dublin, as you said there.
Yeah, so I mean, the sunny was actually sarcastic. So let's just go from the start, right? Um, Carl's is not Carl, guys. If you're listening, is not your typical FX guru. You know, the ones that are pushing courses and doing all this kind of stuff. He's no nonsense, very down to earth, and he has real results to prove it. So tell us a little bit about what first got you interested in trading, Carl. Like, where did that initial spark come from? Where did you see that reaction?
So it's actually a funny story. I seen someone on Instagram was doing trading. I didn't have any clue what it was, so just seeing him post profits every day. I didn't really believe it, but I still said I'd give it a go anyways. He was posting every single day, making 7,000, 5,000, 2,000. And at that time I was working a job that was paying €5 an hour. So 7,000 was probably 7,000 was probably my year's wages. So I said I'd give it
Yeah,
a go.
fair play.
Signed up to his broker, of course, and then I deposited. I think the minimum was 300 euro. I put in the 300, and within 2 days I blew the account following his signals.
Yeah, signals. That's the one. Yeah,
So yeah,
great start.
that's exactly what happened. So
That's pretty
I
much
just thought to myself then. I said,
yeah.
yeah, it's pretty much how everyone everyone gets into it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
everyone has that story, and is everyone that I've had on at the moment is like, yeah, put money in, lost it within like 3 days. It's like,
yeah, that's
yeah,
how it started for me. I put 300 in, lost it in 2 days, and then I said, well, if I lost 300 that fast, if I actually knew what I was doing, I could make the 300 that fast. So I kind of left the signals. I didn't use that account, and I just kind of looked into it myself. I was back and forward, just putting money in, blowing it, putting money in, blowing it, and then yeah, this kind of just snowballed from there. I actually understood what was going on. It took a while, but I did get there. So
yes,
basically,
yeah.
got scammed into
So,
forex,
so
and
what?
here we are today.
How long ago was that? Would you say? How long ago you started? Was it 9 years? I think you said before to me.
That was about 8.5, 9 years ago now. Yeah,
It's a long time, bro. How old are you now?
it is. I'm 30.
30, bro. You phew, still a young pup. So how did you find it navigating through untrustworthy like course sellers? Like was it a bit tricky at first or?
Yeah, it's rough, mate. I'm not gonna lie. It's as everyone is selling something that they claim is what you need to know, everything you need to know to trade, and it's never like that. So one of the first things that I bought, I actually was doing support and resistance for the first while. Um, I know, it wasn't profitable at all. I was actually trading off trend lines, and no,
Yeah.
one trade would play out of every five, and then I thought I understood it, thought I was going to make millions, and it was
Mm,
just you'd keep getting the losses, then one win, but I was living off the hope of the one win. So
yeah.
I stayed with that strategy for a while. Then I heard of a thing called supply and demand, and that's when everything kind of changed. Supply and demand. I bought a
Right.
course. I can't remember off who, but the course was terrible. He said it's
Yeah.
everything you need to know with trading. Basically, the whole course described was everything it described was to draw a supply zone or a demand zone off every doji candle you see that has a big move coming out of it, and you just buy or sell from them zones. So it it didn't work. It didn't work whatsoever.
No, no.
Didn't work whatsoever.
Yeah, I saw actually something I really liked on your Instagram. So I saw that an old friend had talked to you, and he'd said, "Oh, bro, I remember working with you, and you said you were going to make it in forex, and you'd screenshotted it, and you were just like, I told you I was going to do it, bro. If I do something, I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. I really like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was from the job I was in, €5 an hour. There was an apprentice carpenter, and
okay,
he was working with me, and I was always kind of doing trading on my phone. Wasn't making money, but I was still attempting to trade. And he used
Right.
to always laugh. He was like, "There's no money to be made in that. That's a scam." And when I just kind of started to figure it out, I was saying to him, I was like, "Watch, I'm gonna be one of the best traders. You just wait and see." And he used to always laugh. He used to always laugh. And then he only messaged me recently, and that was when I sent the screenshot. He was asking me, "Do I have a course to teach him?" So funny how the tables turned.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh wait, I thought you said you didn't believe me.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, was that you?
Yeah.
Was that you want to learn now? Oh, okay. Yeah, I've had that one a few times.
I just send
So
everyone the same thing, babypips.com. Enjoy.
straight there. Yeah. So where did you learn your strategy? Was it something you don't have to go into too much detail? Obviously, it's not a problem. Some people like to tell us everything about it. Some people are quite conservative, which is understandable. Where did you learn your strategy? And was it something that you put together yourself? Can it be used on like multiple peers?
Yeah, so supply and demand is just how the whole market moves in general. Um, where I learned it was I can't remember that guy's name. Um, I bought his course for supply and demand. As I said, it didn't work, but there was times where you'd notice that it does dip into the zone that you draw from the doji candle. If there's let's say a big bullish candle coming from a doji, there would be a few times where it would dip into it, and then there'd be a huge move in your direction. But that was only once. Let's say you do it 6 or 7 times, you'd probably get one win out of it. So I kind of had a feeling that there was a bit more to it, like that supply and demand does work. So I just went onto YouTube and I kind of read about what supply and demand is, how to draw zones, and I kind of just learned it that way myself. After that, it was basically just me looking at the charts for hours a day. It's
Yeah.
like
You
literally
start to
hours a day
yeah.
from when I wake up to when I was going to bed. I was nearly looking at charts for the whole day, seeing what times the market actually moves at, what it's doing with the zones, how it's pushing into them, how it's pushing out of them. Yeah, I've done that for a long time, probably a year of just doing that.
Yeah, I think that when you're looking at charts, so I was lost the first 2 years, I was just going round in circles. You know what I mean? Like tried support and resistance. After 1 week, I was like, that don't work. That ain't
Yeah,
it. Like tried ICT, was profitable for 8 months, and then I started like noticing that every year I would get smashed for 3 months on ICT stuff, and I really didn't rate that. It just that so
yeah.
that's another little conspiracy that I got myself worked up in there. I was like, oh, this is weird. So
Yeah.
yeah, basically, but when you just do like say one pair, for example, I know you moved on to gold now, but you smash GJ, don't you? You smash it to pieces.
Oh yeah.
So you kind of
GJ,
notice these things where yeah,
GJ was the only pair I traded.
yeah, nice, nice, but it is
GJ was the only
noticeable.
pair I traded for 4 years.
Yeah, yeah, and exactly. And if you see something enough, you'll notice that there are just movements, and you're like, "Well, I've seen that before." And you just subconsciously, I guess, you'll pick things up, right? I've seen you're on a bit of a mission with flipping accounts, passing challenges in like a few days, then building some crazy EA that's going to basically destroy markets. Which which one's your favorite, and how do you balance everything? Because there's a lot going on your page. I struggle with two accounts, bro, on social trader tools, so I don't know.
Oh no, it's tricky. It is tricky. My favorite one at the minute is probably for algorithms. It's probably the GBP USD algorithm. That's
Yeah,
yeah, that's been running for. I've had that running for 9 months now. Started the account with 2K and it's made 6.3K profit in 9 months.
that's
So
pretty sick.
yeah, that's just like I use that as the master account and then I copy to other accounts.
Yeah, that's pretty
The
pretty
account,
nifty.
yeah, yeah. The account flips, yeah, I just do them for fun, to be honest. Like I'm just trading. I'm passing some prop firms. I'm trading some live funds with prop firms, and then I kind of just like to see what I can run accounts to. I don't know why. It's when you're doing the same thing for 8 years, it just gets boring. You just need to. You want to challenge yourself with something different.
Just have to spice things up a little bit with some 15
Exactly. Yeah.
15,000% flips. Quality, quality. So you own a prop firm as well. think you're fairly new on the block. It's called Next Level Funding. So when did you start that?
We're actually in business now for the past year and 6 months.
Okay,
So yeah, I think it was around January, February 2023 is when it was opened.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then
Uh,
prop firms kind of got a bad name this year, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, thanks to a couple, no names mentioned,
Yeah.
I guess, but like there's a couple of them, do you know what I mean? Like they really ruined it for the rest of like most prop firms actually I've had great experiences with and
Yeah,
shout out a couple of them, but like there's just a couple that doing shady shit and it's like why are you doing that, guys? You don't need to do that.
yeah,
Everyone's making money, everyone's happy, there's a good little system going on where traders make the money, prop firms make the money, it all balances out,
exactly.
and then you just go and fake payouts. Why would you do that? You don't need to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a little bit annoying, but there we go. So can you talk about your current trading style in terms of risk management? What is your approach to it? I know personally you're quite aggressive and you have no fear whatsoever. How many how many is like literally the most fearless fucker I've ever met in my life. So I know personally you're quite aggressive. How many trades a day will you take on average?
Usually one to two.
Yeah.
Usually one to two. But if, for example, I do signals as well. So obviously, if I'm doing signals, I'm taking two trades a day. If if I hit two losses, then
That's it.
I'm not trading again. Two losses, that's
Okay.
me done. I won't take a third trade. If I call one trade and I get a 4, 5, 6, 7% win, I'm also done for the day. So two
Yeah.
is really the max I will take, unless I see a really, really nice setup. I might take the third one,
Right. Okay. I see what you mean. Yeah. I
and
guess there's a
I'd risk 1% per trade as well, on
1% per trade.
one
Okay.
percent for prop firms, 2% if I'm passing the challenges.
Yeah. 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 The challenge is you kind of need to be a little bit more aggressive, don't you? I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
So like, what do you do in terms of? I know, but this is just for the listeners, and I think this is really good because this is personally what I do as well. When you place a trade, talk to us about what you do with a stop loss. Do you just leave it, or do you trail it? And what's your risk to reward ratio?
So my risk to reward ratio would be minimum 1:3. So
Yeah.
I'm risking 1% to make 3%, or I'm risking 2% to make 6%. That would be
Right.
the minimum. And what I do with the stop loss is, let's say I call a GJ trade, 20 pip stop loss. I just leave the stop loss there. It's either a stop loss or a TP for me. It's
Yeah.
I don't do any of this TP, hit TP1, move to
Oh yeah.
break even, or trail the stop loss below the lows. If you're
Yeah.
trading volatile pairs, they're getting taken out. Like, they are 100% getting taken out on the way to your target. So it's
Yeah.
a stop loss and a TP is set, whichever one hits first. Like, when you set your TP, you don't start moving it during the trade.
Yeah.
Do the same with your stop loss. Leave them both in the same position. Whichever one hits, hits.
Yeah, I got you. And that I think that's for the listeners. I think personally that's the best way to go about it. My
Yeah.
mate, I'll tell you a funny story. My mate sent me. He's a bit of a muppet. He's been trading for 3 years, but those people who just don't learn and don't listen.
Yeah.
He pops up every few months. He's like, "Oh, I got this banging signals group." I'm like, "Oh God, mate, I'm done." I'm like, apart from yours, I will say, I don't do signals, mate. It's just, but like, he shows me this group, right, and he's like, "Mate, like the 95% win ratio." So I had one look at it. The TP was 10 pips, and the stop loss was 50 pips.
Negative RR.
I was like, "Bud, you have to win like literally every single trade." He's like, he did, but he didn't get it. I was like, I'm trying to explain to him. I was like, you know what, bro? You're a fucking lost cause. You did not get it that like if it hits TP1 and you hit 10%, it's like 5 times bigger if you lose. So
Yeah.
you literally need to win like 98% of the trades to be
You
profitable.
could win 4 trades in a row, take one loss, and that's all your wins
It's
wiped
just
out plus an extra
wiped out,
loss.
wiped out. So he just didn't understand. I was like, do you know what, mate? You need to go have
You're
a little.
best off letting people like that just learn themselves. Just you try it out and you see how it goes in the long term. You learn that way.
Exactly, exactly. So yeah, that's just like, dude, you need to fucking stop this. So one thing I noticed about you, dude, is that if you do lose a couple in a row, which isn't very often, you don't really seem to care at all. Is that because you have complete confidence in yourself, or does that just come with time? Would you say?
No, it's like you said. When I lose a couple of trades in a row, I really don't give a fuck if I lose a couple of trades. It is what it is. Like I I've been using the same strategy for years now. I know it works. I know losses are part of the game. Losses will come with every single strategy. You'll have a
Yeah,
string of losing trades the same way you'll have a string of winning trades.
yeah,
So there's no point in beating yourself up over losses or taking a month off because you took a few losses. It's just part of the game. It's just
yeah,
it's I just know that the wins come after the losses, so
yeah,
it doesn't phase me honestly, mate. It used to at the start. I used to actually really it would get the better of you my emotions, but I
yeah,
don't have one single emotion towards trading
yeah.
as of now. Not one.
Nothing. That's mad. Yeah, I definitely want to be like that one day. But I think I've done like 3 losses in a row this week. But it was, but like I got a 60% win ratio usually, so it's like it is what it is. You know what I mean? I ain't making mad gains, but I'll make a few percent a month. But it still pisses me off, man. Like I was really sad yesterday. I was just like,
Yeah,
it's so
that used to
annoying.
be
Like,
me, mate. It used to ruin my day.
yeah,
I
that's
used
it.
to think about the losses all day, and then you go to the charts the next day, and you're thinking, "I have to win. I have to win. I'm after taking a couple of losses already," and that fucks up your mindset even more.
Yeah,
You need to just
exactly. And
every
that's
trade has to be approached with a new mindset, as if you haven't took any trades for the whole year.
yeah, that's nice. Definitely a new mindset needs to be there. So right, I hear a lot of people bad mouthing the forex industry a lot. Do you have any thoughts on this? That like it doesn't really have the best rep, does it?
No, it doesn't. It's understandable though, because how most people are portraying forex is that you can become a millionaire in the first year, which is unrealistic. And then you
Yeah,
have the other side of it, which is people who are signing you up to their broker. They don't give a fuck if you blow your account or not. They just want to gain rebates or CPA off your
yeah,
trades, and they're going to send you signals, which are most likely copied from someone else's group. So it's a very hard skill to master trading. And then you have these people who are like, did you ever see some people are literally like 70 and they say they've been trading 5, 10 years?
yeah, yeah,
Did you ever see that? And then they're selling signals and selling courses. Like they're literally only out of school and they're figuring out what they want to do. They decide to come here and scam people. So
it's so annoying.
that's the way most people are getting into forex. So it doesn't have the best reputation, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's like a little bit of a gauntlet of fire, is it? You have to kind of go through it to get to the
Yeah,
other side. It's
exactly.
so annoying, but it is what it is, man. Like a lot of my mates are like, "Oh, bro, that's a scam," and I'm like, "Well, yeah, most to be fair, you're right,
It
most of it."
is.
But then there are some good people around. Yourself is included in one of those. So yeah, you just got to search hard. I mean, it took me like 3 years to find someone actually legit. So
Yeah.
do you when you trade, and I don't know about this because I know kind of the way you trade, and I know it's really really great. I love it. But I don't know if you look. Do you look at fundamentals at all?
Yeah, I would take a look. I would take a brief look at them. Yeah, I don't look into detail of numbers and stuff. I would just keep in mind of what news is today. Like if I'm trading GBP, JPY, I want to check to make sure there's no pound news, no red folder pound news, or no red folder yen news. Apart from that, no, I don't. I don't read into the whole economics of things. I just mainly
Okay,
trade technicals and I just have a brief look at the what news events
yeah,
are coming up. That's really it.
just in case like there's a trade coming up and you might need to widen the stop a little bit, I guess.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you don't use any indicators or anything, is that correct?
No, none, not a single one.
Okay, right. So this is a good one, right? What indicators and strategies would you advise to stay away from? I love these answers. Tim had a great one the other week.
Strategy. I'm gonna upset a lot of people and say smart money concepts.
I know, mate. I know. It's bad, isn't it? Like I got to the bottom of it, and I don't
Yeah,
think it
no,
works, mate.
there's no need for the words that are put in there. There's no
There's
need
not.
for that like change of character, CHOCH, all the other crazy words that they use in order to try sell. There's no need for them. Like for my
Yeah.
strategy, I draw 2 arrows and 1 box on the chart, and that's me done. Nothing is labeled anything.
Nice.
That's just it done.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
And
I've kind of felt that with ICT. It's a little bit hit and miss, and it's a little bit hit, but then you've got these gurus that are taking profit and count it as a win of 20 pips, moving the stop loss up, you know, and it's like, dude, I don't,
Yeah,
yeah, it's weird,
yeah.
isn't
No,
it?
they make it look pretty for Instagram. That's what they do.
Yeah, all
And most of
the
them.
looks like a work of art. Their charts, doesn't it? You know, it all looks super nice.
Sorry,
You
go
know,
ahead.
they're all catching 1 to
Yeah,
32s, and then you know, like, yeah, all right, mate.
that's what I was gonna say. Them one is to 32s and stuff. They don't show you how many trades they took beforehand before they cut that. They could have took 15, 20 losses in a row with their two and three pip stop loss before they actually cut that move.
Exactly,
They're just showing you.
exactly.
They're just showing you the wins, obviously, not the losses.
Yeah, yeah, I get you. So, what do you say, right, is the hardest hurdle for you to overcome to get to where you are now? Would you say?
For me, definitely, it was the mindset. The
Mm,
mindset of just over trading, closing trades early, re-entering trades that I closed early. They
yeah,
were the three main things. For example, over trading obviously is over trading. You take too
yeah,
many trades in a day. Um, the stop loss one was a big one for me. So if most people don't do this now, but I don't know why I had a habit of doing it for about 2 years. If price was going near my stop loss, I'd try save myself 5 or 10 pips and close it early, and then I'd see it would reverse from near my stop loss and start pushing back up. So I'd enter again. So I took a loss for no reason, entered again, and then that would get stopped out. So I essentially took two losses that I shouldn't have took.
right. I
That was
get
a
you.
big one for me. I don't know why, but
Yeah,
I found it very hard to deal with that. Yeah, and the over
that's a
trading as well. Yeah.
That's a good one because most people say, you know, the mindset, which is true to be fair, and but no one's ever said that one before. So that's a very interesting one. I think that one's a good one as well because personally, for me, I used to move the stop loss up with 1 to 1. Sometimes I still do. It depends on the price action, but usually it's best to just leave it, give it some room to breathe and mess around. Like, so loss is a loss at the end of the day, but
Exactly.
as long as your take profit is bigger and your win ratio is decent enough, like should be okay. Obviously, having a good strategy would help as well. But so on the weekend, dude, like I can see on Instagram that you know you're very family orientated. You don't really party too much, and you know like get trashed or whatever on the weekend. But like most people in Britain do. My bad. Do you ever find yourself thinking about trades? You know, trading on the weekend, or like do you want to just fast forward it to Monday, or do you just really relax on the weekend? What's your feelings on that?
I'm not gonna lie. When you're doing something for 8 years, it's never really out of your head. Like I could be out doing whatever on the weekend, and there will be still thoughts of, oh, I wonder what's gonna happen next week, or
Mm,
oh, I shouldn't have took that trade last week. I should have withdrawn more money. I should have withdrawn less money. It will always be in your head, but
yeah,
yeah, it will always be in your head no matter what you're doing. And I do actually hate weekends because the market's not open. I
yeah, no,
prefer it to just be Monday.
yeah, no,
Every day is the same for me. Monday to Sunday, every day is the same. Like I can spend time with the kids every day, spend time with the fiance every day. So the weekend is no different to me. The
yeah,
only thing is that it's busier in the shops on the weekend because people are off work. So I actually prefer weekdays.
yeah. I actually like me and my mates. We kind of trade together. It's like two or three of us, and we're always like, when Monday, like when Lambo, when Monday.
When market open.
Yeah. So, what do you do in your spare time? Obviously, I see you looking after your kids and stuff like that. Is there any particular hobbies? I can see you. You're not, you know, like these typical gurus that are like, "Hey, you need to be focused, meditate, and read these books," and you're just doing wheelies on motorbikes. So I find that quite interesting.
Yeah, so in my spare time, I spend a lot of time with the family. I have two kids and a fiance as well, so I spend a lot of my time with them. If I'm not spending time with them, I'm in the gym or I'm out on my motorbikes. Um, also do Thai boxing as well. So
Nice.
that's really the only things I do. I don't go out drinking. I
Yeah.
don't go out partying.
Okay.
No, absolutely nothing like that. I probably live the most boring life ever.
Yeah.
Literally the most boring life ever.
Apart from driving at ridiculous speeds on a motorbike and in your car.
Yeah, yeah. That's
you
the
gotta
only thing that keeps me happy. Yeah.
you gotta get your kicks
So
from
I
somewhere, I
don't like
guess, haven't
going
you?
out spending money on like I don't like drinking. I don't like the feeling of it the next day, and then you've kids to look after, and
Yeah,
I see it as a waste of money. I'd rather waste my
yeah,
money on cars and motorbikes before I
that's fair enough, mate.
spend it on one night of drinking.
Would you say your trading, your sole motivation, well, one of your motivations, if not your sole, is to, provide for your family? Then do you think of your daughter? You have two daughters, right? Is that right?
Two daughters, yeah,
Two
one
daughters.
four
So
year
would you?
old and one 7 month old.
Okay. So would you say your main motivation is to, provide for your family and just have that freedom to spend lots of time with them? Would you say that's correct?
That's the only motivation I have. Yeah, like
Really?
anything else is a bonus. Supercars, stuff like that. That's a bonus. But the main goal is have enough money for when I pass eventually, in God knows how many years. Hopefully a long time. Is to leave them something to start their own business, or leave them enough money to not have to worry about money, and they'll
Yeah.
be set up for life, not having to go to a 9 to 5 to get
Yeah.
paid pennies and
Yeah.
struggle with bills. It's set
Yeah.
them up for life. That's the main goal.
That's interesting. Yeah, I think that would be if I did have kids, that would be a real motivator for me. So first of all, I got to get myself sorted. um, you know what I mean? So right, we'll go into some like fun kind of questions now. Now, some of them are a little bit, about we talk about losses and stuff. You don't have to say, but you can say if you want. So aside from yourself, who is the best trader you've ever seen?
To be honest, I thought it was Sean Lee. Do you remember Sean Lee?
I remember him, yeah, back in the day.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him, but he was the one that, excuse me, he was the one that I thought was most legit. Even I
Yeah,
remember one day he opened up it was like a free group where you can copy his trades, and nearly every single one of them played out. Like he was very clued in, so he
really.
could prove that he could trade. These days, I don't know who to believe and who not to believe, to be honest.
It is mad, isn't
So
it, bro? Right.
I don't really have someone that I can say is the best trader as
Yeah,
of now.
right. Yeah, no, I feel you. Well, mine is you. So we've checked that one up on the podcast
Did
now.
you say this to Tim as well?
I said no. I said Tim is one of the best. So yeah, Tim's probably number two, though. I'd say.
That's okay. I'll
He's
take that. I'll
he's
take that
he's
then.
clo-
I'll
he's,
take that.
clo- he's closely followed. I do rate Tim. So
No,
now
Tim's good.
this
Yeah,
is going to be
Tim's good.
quite tough. This one, right? So just brace yourself for this one. Who's the worst trader you've ever seen?
The worst trader. Oh, that's a tough one.
There's so many to choose from.
You know, I'm gonna say Amina. You know, Sean's partner.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say
yeah,
him. I've seen his stuff. I've seen him share analysis and stuff, and it makes no sense.
yeah.
Like no sense whatsoever. I don't know
Nothing
how
at
they
all.
work together, and he still has no clue what he's doing. But
Yeah,
I'm gonna say Amina.
yeah,
Everyone would
maybe.
know him, so
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe. There's probably some money doing the opposite of what he does.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. You should
So
take a look at his page when he posts analysis and stuff. It's like it makes no sense, and what he's talking about also makes no sense.
yeah, it's funny, man. He's good at marketing, though. I guess so. That's one
Yeah, I
one
think
way
he's
of
just
doing it.
winging it though. But yeah, he is a good marketer.
100%. So what's the worst trading month you've had?
Worst trading month for me was when COVID came about. It was what month was it? I think it could have been March,
March
March
2020.
2020. I think it was.
Yeah,
Was it would it have been 2020? Was that
yeah,
4 years ago?
It was 4 years ago, mate. Yeah, mad.
Yeah, I lost 20%.
Oof. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's quite a big hit, isn't it? That. What was you
I
trading?
couldn't catch a winning trade, and I should have
Really?
stopped. I should have stopped trading, but I was convinced it would get better. The thing
Yeah.
was, I was looking at everyone trading on Instagram, and everyone was saying how great the markets were. The markets were volatile, and everyone
Right.
was catching winning trades, and I was the only one losing. It seemed like,
Really.
anyways.
That's annoying,
So
isn't it,
I
when that
kept
happens?
trading. Yeah, yeah, I kept trading, and I took a 20% loss for the month. Yeah,
Well, it is what it is, man. Like I said, as long as most of your months are fine, just happens, doesn't it? Like
yeah,
I think last June wasn't that great for you, but now July is like double what you lost, so it doesn't really
yeah,
matter, does it? It's
yeah.
like that's
Last June I think was minus 10% or something. That's risking 2%.
yeah.
And then the next month we made 54%.
There you go. It doesn't really matter. So, what would you
No,
say is the biggest loss you've had on live funds?
for me,
Yeah.
biggest loss was probably only 20k.
Only 20K. Just casual.
But
Okay, fair enough.
it was an accident. Now this was I was trading. This was years ago. I was trading US 30, and
Oh,
I
oof.
yeah, I know. It gives me the shivers even
It
thinking of
does,
US
mate.
thirty.
Same with me. Yeah.
I I don't know what I had on. I can't remember what lots I had on, but it was obviously big enough. I went to bed and forgot to set a stop loss, and my whole account size at the time
Oh,
was 20K.
oh my
Like I said, this
god.
was years ago. My whole account balance was 20K. I woke up and the balance just said zero.
Oh my god. US 30 with no stop loss, bro. That's literally like ah.
I know it was
Oh my
horrific.
god.
It was horrific.
It is what it is. I guess you've got, that probably built your mindset to what it is now, I guess. So,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Everything that's happened in the past, which I didn't build the mindset the way it is now. It's bulletproof
Ah,
at the minute.
yeah, sick, sick. That's a good way to be. So, what would you say is now we'll go for your biggest win. What's your biggest withdrawal and your biggest win? You can say it
Biggest
you can
win
say
was
it in terms of
47,000.
percentage or 47,000. Oh,
Yeah, that was on the Brexit news. I
oh,
remember Brexit. We had I can't remember who was speaking. But we had
yeah.
the Brexit news, and I looked on the weekly time frame, and it was just bearish, bearish, bearish for months, and we were just at this monthly level of demand, and I just literally looked at the charts for 2 seconds, and I said, the news is going to reverse it from here. So I bought GBP USD 5 lots, GBP JPY 5 lots, GBP AUD 5 lots, and GBP CHF 5 lots,
Oh my god.
and it moved like 600 pips.
Oh my goodness, that is crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Do you know what? I have one friend who just trades politics. So every like 3 years, he'll just pop out of nowhere and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna trade today," like on the elections. So I don't know if he like knows someone, but he always makes loads. But then he doesn't trade after that. He just trades the elections. Like
That's crazy.
I know, just like comes
What
out
does
of the
he do in
woodwork,
his
like, "Oh, here he is." Here he is again.
What does he do then when he's not trading?
Well, he's like a dentist, but yeah, it's just like pops up every now and again, like, oh yeah, just made like 50 G's on that. I'm like, what? Like, can you share some of that info with me next time? so, so how do you celebrate a crazy consistent couple of months, or is it just like normal for you? Like, you just like, yeah, cool. Do you ever feel like, oh yes, like let's go out and celebrate with your wife or your fiance, or are you just like, nah, it's just normal. Let's not get too overexcited about it. It's just business as usual.
That's the way I see it. Yeah, like maybe
Okay.
if I have a really good month and do 6 figures, I'd probably go out for dinner or something. It's about
Yeah.
that's about it. There's
Nice.
none of this crazy partying or anything like that. Probably book a holiday for the family. That's
That's
probably
nice.
as extreme as it would get.
Yeah, level-headed, nice.
Yeah.
So did you ever think that you would stop what you're doing? Did you have like, when you first hit this and you were like, oh man, I'm getting shafted by the markets? You're like, did you ever think I might stop at one point?
Um, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I didn't. No, because I was too far. I was too far invested.
Yeah,
I actually left my job to do this. So funny story. I I was trading with a broker, and I think I had 500 in the account, and I flipped it from 500 to I think it was 900 in 1 week, and that was more than what I was getting paid in my job.
yeah.
So I just quit my job the next day. Yeah.
Just
I
quit.
thought I had it figured out, and I said this is easy, and I quit my job, never went back, and
Yeah.
then I blew my account like 2 days later in the next week. Yeah,
Oh no.
so I
Yeah,
actually quit my job to do trading. So I
no
had no
turning back.
backup plan. I
You
had to
just
make it work. So there was
you
no
had
time that I ever thought I was going to quit. So a lot of
you had
times
no.
where I felt like it, yeah, but I never actually thought I'm going to go ahead with it. I just had to make it work.
100%, dude. Yeah, so I think it's most people that are successful at abandoning are so determined, and they've just got that. I can just feel they've got this mindset that they're just so determined. Like, there's no one on you like, oh yeah, like I kind of tried trading and it just worked out. Everyone is super determined. You can
Oh, you
tell by
have
the
to
way they're
be.
talking. Yeah, hundred
Yeah,
percent.
you
It's like
have to
I
be.
think it's like the hardest thing you can do.
Oh,
Like
by far.
it's just it's so difficult. Even when you have it for like 8 months, suddenly you can like have a bad period and be like, whoa, shit, I haven't got it. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the one of the hard parts as well, is when
mm,
you're being profitable for a couple of months and you finally think you've made it, then you have them bad 1 or 2 months, then you start questioning your whole strategy again. Then what
mm,
people do is they jump from strategy to strategy, and then they
yeah.
start the full cycle again. What you need to do is stick to the same strategy you're using, accept the losses, and push forward.
Yeah, okay, that's a good bit of advice there, guys, for anyone listening in. All right, Carl, we're going to go for the top 5 favorite pairs to trade. Now, I know you say you kind of say like only stick to one, maybe two, and I know your strategy works on multiple pairs, um, but I know you only stick to like gold and GJ at the moment, right?
Yeah.
So, what's your top 5 if you had a top 5?
Top five. I don't think I could name five because I literally only trade two. GJ Gold. If I had to, I would say probably NAS 100, um, Euro USD, and GBP USD.
Okay, yeah, solid. I like those. They're all pretty steady. I'm glad you didn't say US 30 because I literally
No, no,
despise
God no.
US 30. It's it's just designed to just kill off like traders like that are not in the banks or whatever. It's
It's a
literally
pretty
like
crazy pair.
it's just ridiculous. There's no structures, nothing. It's just like taking people's money all the time. Yeah, I had a couple of nasty experiences on that one.
What do you trade
So
yourself?
I just trade DAX, mate. Tier 30,
DAX?
yeah. Yeah, we look for just like price action, kind of liquidity areas, and we just look for a reaction and a candlestick pattern from that. Like a little swoop, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
And usually with DAX in London, we just kind of notice like the last year we backtested, obviously tried it. Backtesting's easier than live trading now. So, we just noticed that London, it usually just goes and just runs on all day, a direction. It doesn't usually do this.
yeah.
So we just kind of pick a direction. Usually we get it right, and then just ride it up as far as we can. Really, it's not that much to it, but
Nice and simple.
yeah, it's just like we just stick to one. You know what I mean? I think it would work on GJ and EU, but you find EU sometimes does this a lot. It pisses me off, man. It's like
Yeah,
EU literally sometimes they can do that for like a month and just not have a direction, and that just wouldn't work too well with it.
yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, just 1 second. I've just got a duplicate question here, which has just thrown me off. Fred, you can edit that bit out. So this is the best. This is my favorite question. I just love this one, right? So, what's the worst indicator you've ever seen?
Worst indicator. I'm gonna say Bollinger Bands.
In Japan, Tim said that one.
Yeah.
Tim said that one. He said some guy, mate. He said some guy. When he first started, he jumped on this call, and this guy was like, "Yeah, like this is it." And Tim quickly downloaded the Bollinger Band and then tried the strategy out. He lost 20 trades in a row, and he was like, "What? 20, not even one win, 20 trades in a row."
Yeah, there has to be Bollinger Bands.
Well, I've had the RSI, I don't want to if anyone, guys, is making money doing these, I'm sure that you can find something with it to help you at least. But, we've had moving average, obviously RSI, we've had, yeah, Bollinger Bands is a very popular one. Never really had the fib, but I don't really use the fib that much.
No, I used to use it years ago when I
Yeah, I
first
don't think it's
started.
that
It,
bad.
it it
It's okay.
does work in confluence with other things,
You've got to
but I
have it with
wouldn't.
other things. You can't just use it on its own.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Yeah, you can't.
when I first put the fib on, I put the 50, the 62, and the 70, and the 30 or whatever, 38. And I remember when I first drew it on, like I must have been the first 2 months of learning, and I seen the reactions. I was like, I'm gonna make so much money. It's just not the case. You know what I mean?
You thought you cracked the code.
I was like, mate, got a Fibonacci year. That's it. We're laughing like.
Start picking
So
out your color of your Lambo.
exactly. So we'll just finish up with some educational questions now. So this part is for anyone that's like, like what I was just explaining then, where we just starting out and you need to not skip out and shortcut the bullshit because there's no really real shortcut. but you can save yourself some time by kind of listening to these answers from professional traders. So, what would you think is an advisable pathway for the beginners to potentially take? What would you skip out?
What would I skip out?
Yeah.
It's a tough question. What would I skip out?
And what advice would you give to anyone that's just starting out trading?
Starting out trading, I would say learn the basics first. I always tell people to go to Baby Pips, um, babypips.com to start off, and
Yeah.
that breaks down basically this to the simplest form it can. Like it's like if you're pretty dumb and you're trying to read it, it will explain it perfectly to you.
Yeah.
Stick with Baby Pips. I wouldn't live trade straight away.
Yeah.
Definitely not. That's what I did. I just threw money into an account. I demo trade, but I wouldn't do what everyone says. I wouldn't demo trade for 6 months because you need to
Right.
get a feel for the market. So I demo trade for maybe a month, see how it goes, and then put a small amount of live funds in and proper risk management. No 5-10% risks per trade, 1% risk every trade.
Yeah.
And you need to get a feel for the live markets because you can be profitable on demo, but when you go to a live account and you can do the exact same thing, but
Mm.
it's real money, so your emotions get involved. It's completely different
It is
markets.
different. It's very different, man. I reckon I
Completely
could
different.
easily make 10% in like a month on demo. If you go into live though, it's so different. Like different.
No, especially if you're matching the same balance as well. So if you're doing 10k and 10k, 10k demo, 10k live, no one wants to lose money from a 10k that they've worked hard for. Which
Yeah.
money doesn't matter. 10, 20, that's it is
Yeah.
completely different. People think you can try a demo, be profitable, and then be profitable on live. It's the biggest lie I've ever heard.
Yeah. I get what you mean. I'm 100% agree with that. So, what would you say to your younger self to avoid? Is there anything you could be like, right, I'll just skip that bit out because I lost like 3 months doing that?
Yeah, yeah, actually, there would be. Now that I think of it, I wouldn't be trying to trade all the pairs. That's one of the main things that will fuck you up. So there's
Yeah.
what 20 odd pairs. They move. A lot of them move differently. They have their own like characteristics, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
You need to focus on one of them, or at least at least one, anyways. But I would say you could pick three and then trade them for a couple of months, see whichever one you're most profitable in, and then just get rid of the other two. That's exactly what I did. I was trading GJ, Euro USD, GBP USD, USD JPY. And then at the end of a couple of months, I just opened up my history, typed in the symbol, like USD JPY, seeing I lost 2 grand, put in whatever Euro USD, seeing I lost the grand, and then put in GJ, and then it came up that I made like 5 grand. So I just got rid of everything else and kept GJ. Like
Oh,
there's tons of different strategies, and each one will work better on one pair over another. So like if someone is telling you, "Oh, just trade GJ," your strategy might not work as well as the other person's on GJ. So
yeah.
find what pair works best for your strategy, and then stick to that, and ignore what anyone else says about, "Oh, I'm trading gold, I make more money," or "I'm trading GJ." Stick to whatever pair is making you money. That's if it makes money, it makes sense.
That's a great answer. That's one of the best answers we've had, I think, on you. Awesome. So, just lastly, now before we do some this or that questions, what do you envision for your future? Where do you think you can improve? And what's the end goal? I know you said about your family, so does that play a part in it?
Yeah, where do I see myself in the future? It's a tough one, mate. To be honest, what's next for me is opening up my own broker. That's
Yeah,
next on the goal. I'm hopefully going to have that done maybe end of the year or start of next year. So that's the end goal for me is open up my own broker. I'm never going to stop manually trading. No, I'll never do that. So I'm still going to see myself trading. More so on gold now since I've only started been trading gold. My goal is to get my gold trading skill up to the way my level of trading for GJ was.
yeah, very nice, very
And
nice.
the end goal for the end goal is like I said, is just to set up the family. That's really all I have. I don't have any other goals. Obviously, a supercar. That's one of my goals, but
You've
that's
got a
that's just an
supercar, you've got
extra
a
thing.
Porsche, just another
Yeah,
one.
I have a Porsche, but I don't like it. I need a Lambo.
Fair enough. Yeah. Well, a bright pink Lambo, like. It's gotta be as loud as possible.
You know me
Okay,
too
cool.
well, mate.
Exactly, but I see you on Instagram. It's great entertainment, guys. If you want to follow Carl, by the way, you just follow him. He's just funny on Instagram, man. I'm just pissing myself at that. He said he bought a tiger the other day. I found out he was joking after it, but I genuinely believe he did because I know what he's like. So, right, we'll
That
finish up
stirred
with
up a
some.
lot of shit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah,
I had people message me saying it was animal cruelty. I was like, mate, it's clearly a joke. I didn't buy a fucking
that's a
tiger.
joke. Oh Jesus. Okay, so we'll finish up with some this or that questions. So are you ready?
Yeah,
Okay, Asia or London?
London,
London or New York?
London,
Intraday or swing?
intraday.
Intraday or scalping?
Oh, intraday. Fuck scalping.
Technical analysis or fundamental?
They kind of go hand in hand. So I'm still gonna pick technical analysis.
Okay, trading with news or without?
With news.
Bull market or bear?
They're both kind of the same thing, but I like the idea of buying a currency rather than selling it. So bull market.
Yeah, a lot of people say that. It's funny. Forex pairs or metals?
Not metals.
Forex pairs or indices?
Uh, Forex pairs.
Okay. GBP CAD or Euro CAD?
GBP card.
GBP CAD or GBP CHF?
GBP card.
GBP CAD or XAU USD gold?
Oh, XAU USD all day.
Gold or GU?
Gold.
Gold or Euro USD?
Gold.
Gold or GJ?
He's trying to spanner in the works now, mate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say gold. I'm gonna say gold. Even though I've been
Okay.
trading only GJ for the past 4 years, gold just seems to be a different ball game.
Yeah, it's faster, isn't it? I hate
Yeah.
gold personally, but yeah. Okay, guys. So that was Carl. That was Carl Fox of Next Level Funding and CF_FX_. You can follow him on Instagram on the tag. See what he's up to in the day. Today it's highly advisable, guys, because he's quite entertainment, like I said. So thanks for coming on, Carl. It's been a pleasure.
No worries, mate. Appreciate your time.
Okay. Well, all the best then, guys, and stay tuned for another episode of Nordic Thunder Trading Tales.